Our guest has a wealth of experience. I would say with Joe Parolini, he probably goes back 100 years. I'll redo that.
99.
99 years. So Joe, normally you have always a lot of questions from the media, but let's get down to the grassroots. This dream that you had, holy moly. I mean, why couldn't I have had the experience of the dream I see today when I was 19, 20?
I think, Pete, my late grandmother said it well. If we were born old and get young as we age, we would have a lot of experience, right? With my experience of playing pro with, the old Toronto City with Dave Jones and Steve Stavro, the owner, and national team, World Cup, men and women. You gain all that experience going to the States. All of a sudden it clicks in, and it sounds simple as you're older. And I brought in Mark McCoy, who I used to run track with in the 70s. And we told the owner of this facility, Michael, and his family, listen, you guys got a great dream, but why don't we turn it into a mini university? It's not rocket science. It's out there. We just have to adhere to it and make it player friendly for everybody to have an experience. But I think if we tried it when you were young and I was young, I don't think we'd ever come up with that because we haven't made the mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. Steve Stavro, I want to go back to Steve Stavro because he became a multimillionaire in the food industry, supermarkets and investment in buildings. I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Stavro many, many times, and it's possibly because I was English and he was based in Newcastle for a short time, but he sort of was very good at judging and saying, yes, I'm going to gamble on that, let's go with soccer.
Steve was amazing. I mean, he owned the Toronto City Soccer Club. I was fortunate enough when I started to play under Dave Jones, and then when Dave Jones went to Metros Croatia, he brought me to the youth team, and then I got to rekindle with Steve when I started running the Toronto Blizzard because Steve had the rights to Varsity Stadium. So I used to, unfortunately, have to deal with his son-in-law, Howard Wood, once in a while. But I'd always go back and deal with Steve, and we'd get what we needed because Steve really, really was a supporter of Canadian soccer and the local players.
Yeah. Should mention that Varsity Stadium down in the bowels of the big Toronto city, obviously, it was surrounded with universities. Great, great stadium. It had track, it had the football field, etc. there. But again, we're going to advance a little now with all your experience. I want to talk about the Toronto Blizzard North American Football League. I mean, that was revolutionary. I mean, you had some big stars. Pelé was one.
Yes.
Again, I'm very fortunate. I had 3 interviews with Pelé. His English was good, but you take it over from there.
I think it was one of the best leagues in the world at the time. It was also one of the highest paying leagues in the world. People look at Europe and all the money that's being spent, but at that time the NASL was actually one of the highest paid clubs that were involved in the league. I mean, Bettiga was making over $1 million back in those days when he played for the Blizzard. It was phenomenal, and we as Canadians really got the fruits to bear because that's how our '86 World Cup team that I trained to go to Mexico, that we benefited because the Bruce Wilsons, the Bobby Leonarduzis, they all played in those leagues with players like Pelé, Beckenbauer, Quinaglia, and all the Johan Cruyff. I mean, how you do not get experience playing with such players of magnitude.
So again, Joe, what was your position with the Toronto Blizzard in the North American Soccer League?
From there I was more consulting, and then when we went to the Canadian Soccer League, I first started right after the '86 World Cup that I trained. I ran the Hamilton Steelers in the Canadian Soccer League for 2 years as GM, and then the Blizzard for 5 years as the general manager. And we did really well in Hamilton because I found it easy. Because as you know, you don't go to school to be a GM. I don't think I've ever seen a course, but all I did was hire and recruit all my national under-20 players. We won, and the Blizzard were always getting beat, and they made me an offer that I couldn't refuse, and I thought I was the Italian.
Well, I mean, all of that is such a wealth of experience here. Now you're going to bring this here, which obviously is a great adventure. It's a great dream.
Yeah, it's, listen, I can't thank, first of all, one of our top staff female coaches and handling the whole junior blizzard, Christina Romanelli, that I hope you will meet. She brought me here for training. When I came here and sat down with the owner, Michael, and his family, I go, I'm not interested. And he goes, but she said you were. I said, I see more than training here. I said, if you let me, I've got a bigger vision. And I've got another person I can bring in right away called Mark McCoy, who won the gold medal at the Barcelona Olympics. And he sat down and we started telling him, listen, we need a lifting room. So we put a lifting room, but not just a lifting room. We even put rubber floors. We said we need a cardio area and strength and conditioning. We need to put TVs and Wi-Fi for parents to do their work and for kids to wait. We need warm-up areas because, Pete, as you know, the facilities here are about money. They're not about players. There's no warm-up areas. There's no place to do anything except come in, train, get out. This place has more. We told them that we needed washers and dryers, so we're putting those in. So the kids just go to their locker room. They've got their number. They got their bags. Everything gets washed by parents that can't afford to pay. So the ones that, because our program really adheres a lot, not exclusively, but to single families, lower income. We even have refugees that we help fund.
Look at Michael's family. What made them, what was the motivation there? I mean, were they soccer?
They were, but not at all. No disrespect, not at our level. They actually were looking at this facility for dance because Michael runs dance competitions up here, but mainly in the States. They live in Florida with his brother. And but luckily for us, his competitions were already booked for 23. And he couldn't use this facility till 24, and it was way too much rent to pay. So somebody before my time got him to do soccer, and I'm fortunate that he did. And they've just been amazing listening to our experience and Mark's experience on what it truly takes to make this an international, let's call it mini university setting. Mm-hmm. We have permanent dressing rooms, we have washer dryers, conditioning. It's incredible. And there's a lot more to do here too.
Michael, kudos. I mean, this is not a gamble. This is a dream with reality. I want to move on here.
Yes.
50,000 square feet. I said to Alf, I'm knackered, I'm tired. I walked most of it. So 50,000. God.
Yeah.
Is there oxygen for us guys at the end of the corridors?
Well, there is, because Mark McCoy puts people through conditioning and strength. They got no oxygen left, so we can actually get quite a bit of it. And Michael, I think he's fitter than all of us because we haven't even finished all the little tidbits around, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. And next door are two other rinks where we're going to put a third field and an international 40 by 20 meter futsal court with Olympic size flooring. So I don't know where he gets, I think he took all the oxygen.
Well, I can tell you, we are hoping, he's a very, very busy guy, but we're hoping that we can track him down. And I think we'll need security courier service with all the gold medals that he has. But what is good, Joe, is that on this 50,000 square feet, I was going to say meters, but it's feet, the touch of a lady's help there for you.
Yeah, the facility, the way that we've laid out everything, the stands, Michael basically said, Joe, listen, what I need you for also, besides all the soccer technical knowledge and tactics and everything, is use your contacts and bring in university coaches to do speeches and educate parents and players. Do sessions, but also international. So we're going to be bringing in international coaches. I hope to bring your son up one day because there's a wealth of experience there, and bring knowledge from outside Canada and Ontario and our little circle that we think is the center of the universe for soccer, and try to educate everybody to a different level of play. And again, what I tell parents is, what we do is give you a return on investment. What I basically do, as long as you have your minimum education, we guarantee you a scholarship. Over the last 11 years, I'm at about 94% success year over year. And out of those, the majority, about 90%, are full rides, not scholarships.
Yeah.
The 6% didn't even get a 2.0. So, as you know, Pete, you just can't get into a school. So I don't promise you top Division One, but I guarantee you a scholarship, whether it's Division 1, 2, 3 NCAA, NAIA, or a junior college. And it depends on your SAT, your GPA, and your skill level, because it's based on your educational need, the coach's need for position, the graduating year, and also the money they have.
Now, you mentioned Christina. Christina
Romanelli is one of the coaches we brought over. She's a hardhead. You know, yeah, she is.
Would she be in the building today?
Yeah, she will be.
So we can ask her a few questions.
Yeah, because it's taken me 7 years to bring her over. And you think I'm hard? She's harder.
Boy, I can tell you.
And she's the one who also not only coaches with us, but she runs what is really our future, the Junior Blizzard, the 4 to 8, 9-year-olds.
Good. We mentioned coaches. The quality of coaching, the higher it is, the better the players, and the more chance of high academics, whether it be here in Canada or the USA. What is available, I should say, for coaches? So if I'm a coach, I'm walking through and I think I'm Mr. Big, I'm going to be shot down very, very quickly.
Well, yeah, I don't know if we shoot you down. I think we look, and first of all, I look to see if you're open-minded. I mean, besides Christina being a female and her experience, myself, as you know, men and women's World Cup, national youth teams, we also have Lorenzo Redwood. He's Canada's national team assistant coach for Futsal Canada. So there's another high level. Then I got Jason Mesa, who's been coaching at Humber College, that I think has won, and sorry Jason, but 4 or 5 out of the last 6, 7 years nationals. I mean, we've got some very, very high caliber coaches here. So we work with people just like players.
Yeah.
And we learn off each other. And the thing is, everybody thinks they can coach here, but our program is geared to the States because a lot of our families are single families, lower income, single parents, don't have a lot of money. And you know, in Ontario, you get $4,500. Most of these kids are not going to go to university. So we go to the States because they basically get a full ride.
You know, this is incredible because I'm always asking coaches I know if they've got the uniform, they've only had it for 1 season, give me it and I ship it back to the Philippines. The only thing I can't help the Philippine young kids is the footwear because different sizes. But again, it's great to hear about coaches. It's great that you can actually help poor families in the sense. It really is. Number one, it keeps the kids off the street. No drugs. Just get those kids off the street and get them into organized sport, and obviously soccer there. You know, Joe, great facilities, great adventure for you, for the soccer here. There, just unbelievable that you and I should meet up 35 years. We've got to do this more often.
Anytime you're available, I'm here, and I always make myself available, especially to people like you that have had a long history in the media.
Thank you. Thanks. Well, Joe, thanks again for your time there. That's the Joe Parolini, big title, but a useful title. Director and head coach of Toronto Blizzard Academy. I'm your host, Pete Irvin. Thanks for tuning in. This has been brought to you by Sun Sports and Bad Beat Sportswear. Share, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for news, interviews, breaking stories. Thanks for watching On the Ball Report.